Yes, so I was at the Winston Churchill and at the Cenotaph this morning. I went to show solidarity for Armistice Day and also to challenge anti-Semitism. I then went to the Palestine demo because I wanted to see what people were saying. I was curious. I know I've got friends who are on that one who just want to see things stop, but I'm also concerned about some of the things being chanted and said, and I wanted to get my own take on it. I then left that demonstration because I went into a pub to go to the bathroom, and then I was not allowed out, and the police had sectioned it off, probably about 200 police. Now, I want to say this. I know that it's been difficult for the police, and but at the same time, many people criticised Suella Braverman for making some comments. I was on the lockdown demos, and I saw how they treated people.
Right.
And with the Sarah Everard situation, and this is not how they're treating people who are chanting all sorts of things. By the way, I don't think they should treat them badly. It's Armistice Day. People died and fought for our right to have debate and discussion. But we were not allowed to leave the pub. That's one thing. They cordoned it, made it look like perhaps we were all part of some group. It was a bit worrying, really.
So you were feeling as if you were being kettled as opposed
Absolutely kettled.
But they were doing it, but to be fair, they were doing it for your protection, were they?
Not for our protection, because I think we could have walked straight out and no one would have said anything. But when you start pointing at a place and everyone's looking at it, and then what's happened is, well, one guy lifted up a Lest We Forget flag, and I think that's entirely fine. But then he said, the only way you can leave under Section 60 is that we're going to search you. Now, they were actually arm-folding and arm-twisting people. I did not have that happen to me. I had a really civil discussion with the two female PCs, and the governor, the chief inspector, didn't want to speak to me. But I said, basically, I understand you're doing your job, but this is a problem in Britain, right? The idea that tens of thousands of people, quite rightly, should be able to protest, but people in a pub somehow are seen as a problem, and then I'm being searched under emergency powers.
Right, Alan, stop, because it's as you say, it's a little Kafkaesque, this. So let's just take I need to take a deep breath. Yes. You guys are in a pub. Is that what you're basically saying?
That's what I went to the toilet, actually. I got a coffee. I wanted to come out.
All right.
And they said, you cannot come out.
And how many police were there?
Well, I've got it on the thing. I'd say there was about 200 outside the bar. It was called the White Swan. Maybe they think that's emblematic of something.
But well, let me ask you, in interest of fairness, does it have a reputation? Has it been home to?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Right. Okay. So this is on the Vauxhall Road, is it? Which for those, or is it just in Vauxhall? Was it on the route of the march?
The march had left Hyde Park, gone through Victoria.
Yep.
I joined it after Victoria. I'm heading towards the American Embassy.
Right. Okay.
I popped in there, and I've got to say the consolation was I met two wonderful people who were very smart and very articulate, and I put one of them on the video. We had a great conversation about the demos and the need for what's so great about Britain, which some of our leaders don't seem to be able to say on this important day, which is people have fought and died for freedom, democracy, privacy. And as Voltaire said, I'd actually die for the right of people I disagree with to have their say. But I am very concerned, and I'd like to address this to Suella Braverman and also to Mark Rowley and also to the government, who are trying to ostracise Suella Braverman, because I think many people agree with her about what's happened to policing. But whether they do or not, and I get it's a tough job, what's just happened should remind everyone, when they're calling for certain things to be banned and stopped, it ends up restricting us all. We don't do things like that in Britain, particularly on Armistice Day. Now, I'm going to come back tomorrow for Remembrance Day and do it democratically. But to be honest, it was slightly farcical, but they didn't put me in an arm lock. Obviously, I was filming, and I said, I'm actually going to be having this discussion, but I saw how citizens were treated, and I was very deeply uncomfortable with it. It's unacceptable.
Well, Alan, I don't know if you agree with this, but a former minister, a chap called David Lidington, very much on the left of the Conservative Party, when people were calling for things to be banned and the march to be banned, he kind of said, if you want to change the law so that can happen, how would you like that in the hands of a left-wing government? Diane Abbott as Home Secretary banning things. It would be a sticky road to go down. However, it's very interesting that the powers that you have been retained by don't quite make sense to me, because I'm trying to assess if there was a threat there that was in place.
So I asked that several times. I said, what is the grounds? And I was told that the governor has said that under Section 60, this is the context, emergency measures in the context of this demonstration. So no answer. I never got clarity at the end when they let us go, because they were saying that people were going to get not arrested, but what was the word they used? Detained.
Detained.
So I
is what it was.
I was going to like spend a night in the cell or something.
Alan, I don't think I wish you to be in the cell unless you've been doing things I don't know. But forgive me, I've overrun on time so we could speak to you. I've got to move on.
This is why we need to have freedom in Britain.
Thank you.
Everyone goes
Thank
together.
you very much, Alan.